All right. We have people in the green room, Jamie. Everybody needs to settle. Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm running late. No. No. Jamie? Oh, the dishes cleaning from the dishwasher? No. Ah! Why? Trying to find matching cups. That'll have to do. We are going live, Jamie. We're out of time. We're out of time, Jamie. We're out of time.
You need help?
Nope. Oh. What are we going to talk about?
Matching cups.
Matching cups. All right, if you will bring that computer. Come on, girls. Let's all go. Come on. Stop scratching your flea bag. Come on, let's go, TT. Come on, everybody. It's time for our morning live. Come on. Come on, everybody. Let's go. Settle it down. All right, over here.
Lester, it's not even sit.
What do you mean?
Look at your mess.
No one's going to know if you just will just no face it away from all of that, and no one will ever know.
Lester Morrow.
We could open a couple of things if you wanted to. Oh, sorry. Oh, my gosh. Jamie, hurry. We are so late. I'll tell you about it later. All right, I'm clicking live. You ready? Okay. I forgot my hat. Okay, that'll work. You ready? Hi to hello, everybody. Hi to hello, Jamie. Good morning, folks.
Hey, y'all.
Lester and Jamie here. And
very important. I actually am like sitting here thinking
about my mess, and I have to work around fly spray
because I have been harped on about your horse buckets are out, your hose is out. Jamie, your hose is always out.
Let's talk about that for a minute, if you don't mind. So, So I'm going to be very careful with my word choices here. I'm going to be very careful with my word choices. And all I'm going to say is that the JL Ranch property used to be what the JL Ranch has become is a collection of buckets. What's wrong? I'm just telling you, this is from outsider looking in. It's a collection. Could we just keep it kosher this morning? Everyone has had enough of the Lester Jamie drama from loading little Daryl. The video's out, Jamie. Everyone has seen you shine.
What did you put in that
video? No, I covered up all those shiny spots. Everybody has seen the loading of little Daryl. Good morning, everybody. We're messing with y'all. Jamie and I were having some fun this morning talking about our plans for what we're going to do around JL. And she wanted to move the big claw tub from the barn house over there into our horse pasture. And I'm like, you know what? That's
he had a moment of like panic about like, we can have junk in the pastures. You already have bowls out there.
So I says, okay. I says, you know what? So I'm sitting here driving. I'm just driving and thinking about going live. And I'm listening to Cog Hill. I have my phone on. I'm just kind of listening when I drive along. And then she wants to move she wants to go to Plum Grove, get the claw tub out of the barn house and move it into the horse pasture. And all of a sudden,
let's pause for a second as to why, before you mention your panic, the clawfoot tub had 2 feet knocked off of it in the flood. I don't even know where those are. So it's no longer, and the barnuminium is a shell right now. And I don't know what you've talked about as far as future of that. But anyway, we have a broken clawfoot And I said I could take some of those concrete pad blocks and I can make feet on the other side and I would use it as a water trough because all you do is pull out the drain and you spray it all out. You don't have to tip it over or anything like that. And it's so easy to clean because I can reach it all. I'm not literally bent in half to clean it. Like, it's a fabulous water trough. If I don't use it as a water trough, I will absolutely use it as a planter somewhere. Like, I'm not letting that clawfoot go. It's happening.
Okay. Everything, listen, there's no way I'm going to ever win this argument. There's no way I'm going to win this. And it doesn't have to be an argument. We don't have to argue. We don't. We could just talk. So it's true. We have this amazing clawfoot tub. You all know the kind we're talking about. The big old, what are they made out of?
They're cast iron.
Cast iron, a big old tub. And it's in the barn house, and we are not going to rebuild and redo all of the barn house. We're not. So, but like Jamie said, in all of the mess of the flooding, one of the legs got thrown away. So I says, we're not going to be able to use it for whatever she wants to use it for because there's no legs. And we're not going to have a tub sitting, a water trough.
No legs.
So she says, we'll just use some cinder blocks. We'll just put some cinder blocks under it. So in my mind, I'm trying to envision the next drone flight or the next time I do my camera up the JL driveway, how beautiful the fencing is, and then the pretty white rock, then the green pastures. And we take so much time in manicuring the lawn part and letting the pastures grow nice and thick and the fertilizers and painting of the fences and everything that we like to look so darn pretty. And then there's going to be this claw tub right there, this claw tub. Right as I drive up, this claw tub sitting on cinder blocks.
He's worried about a claw tub.
Okay, but no one sees this area. This is a private area until you do that.
I just had to point it out. Like, my claw tub is the janky part.
Everybody has a room or a drawer or a closet somewhere in your home where you kind of like put stuff, right? We all have that place. We just put stuff. And so this table over here is my put stuff area until I have time to sort. Sometimes she beats me to it. Sometimes she does beat me to the sorting, unfortunately.
But I could paint it black.
The claw tub, you can paint it black so it matches all the fencing.
Yeah, and all the troughs, then you wouldn't even notice that it's a tub.
So anyway, enough about us. How's your morning going? Paint it green. It'll camouflage itself right in. That's true. Black might match the fencing, but you ain't going to paint them cinder blocks, right?
Yeah.
I just want it to stay classy. I want to keep it really classy and clean.
It will be classy, be rustic classy.
You know, so I'm not making this. I'm not upset at all. But you know, when I go over to mow, before I can ever mow, well, let me just say, when I mow here, I think the hardest thing about mowing the grass here is I have to roll up a lot of water hoses.
You be careful what you say, because I'm going to go walk through your side of the bedroom, your closet, and
I can tell you just want to argue this morning.
No.
You know what you're doing.
I'm just not going to let you drive over me with that bus.
You're like a radio talk show where you have two characters, two personalities, and the rule, they have a rule. They have to disagree. They can never agree because that's boring radio.
I'm just saying.
People want to have the disagreement. They want to have those two radio people like countering each other. So whatever I say, you have to go opposite. And whatever you say, I have to go opposite. That makes good radio. But right now, this ain't about that, y'all. This is about Jamie and I.
Oh, this is about the hoses. This is just about hoses. We can't bring up any other little skeletons. No, nothing to make sure that everybody knows that it's not. Just...
Hey, look what we got yesterday.
Have you shown that to Dinky yet?
I have not. It actually will do more than just hee haw. It takes a little while to wind up. Here we go.
Show my whole middle part. What is this?
Trixie, you want to see it? You want to see Trixie? Oh, Trixie's scared. Trixie's scared. Are you scared, sweetie? All right, enough. This goes forever. It never stops. It'll never stop. Anywho, so I guess we will at some point be moving a claw tub over to the JL.
I don't need.
But if I could have it my way, could we put it inside the corral, like inside the lot, so no one would ever have to see it? It'd still be a great water supply, a great water source. You could easily drain it, but just not right along our fences, because along our fences are all of these multicolored food bowls, water troughs, protein licks. Out around the little truck where you brush the horses and do all the stuff, there's brushes and there's hooks and there's cleaners and there's fly sprays and there's a lot. I'm just trying to get back, keep it basic, a nice, pleasant drive up the driveway. But we can talk about Dinky Daryl. Let me show you all what happened yesterday with Dinky Daryl. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is what happened yesterday. I'm trying to ignore all of your comments. I see y'all siding with her. I know you're siding with her. I know you are. That's why I'm trying to ignore it. Dinky Daryl found him a spot at the dinner table. Oh my goodness. Y'all be sweet. Hey, could y'all be sweet? Chocolate chip and Chips Ahoy. Are y'all gonna eat or just sit there and play? They're at the kid table. And then Laverne, I think, is going to be the next one to give us some babies. I don't know that for a fact, but she's pretty well rounded off there at the middle. She's round in the middle. Look out, Shirley. Shirley Bird. All right. Well, as you can see, Dinky Daryl is doing fine. He's adjusting to being a little. He's just kind of figuring out where his place is amongst everybody. And no one's being mean to him. They're all very accepting. These littles are sweet. Annie, oh no, oh, well, I say that and then all of a sudden Annie makes it, oh no, Annie, don't do it. Annie, let him share. Oh, Dinky Daryl got spit at, y'all. I'm sitting here reading these comments. I found one lady who will side with me on this one over here. One lady. I'm not siding with Jamie, Lester. Thank you. I couldn't catch the name. It went by so darn fast. Let's open some gifts, shall we? Let's just open some gifts because this is, we do have a few things here we're going to open. Dinky Daryl's doing fine.
You know, I went out to feed or to do waters last night after you fed up. And Dinky Daryl came up to me, but we don't have the same trust circle that we did because he knows that 2 times I put a rope around him and loaded him. So he'll come up, but I'm not allowed to touch him right now. But if I had a snack, it probably would have gone better. But so far, he's cool with hanging out, but he doesn't want me to touch him just yet.
All right. So Lucy says, Lester, this shirt was meant for you.
I'm so nervous to know.
I am too. This shirt was meant for me.
Last time that happened, you got us banned from Facebook for a few days.
I got to put this on. I got to put this. Listen, you could not write a script any better than this right here. I'm putting this on. I'm going to just throw it on over what I'm wearing right now. Just keep on talking, Jamie. I got to surprise everybody. This is going to surprise everybody. This is going to go perfect with what I'm wearing right this minute. And with the conversation that we're having right now. Oh my gosh. Miss Lucy, you are correct about that. Jamie, sorry. I'm so sorry. Disappointments. All of you. Look at this shirt. This goes perfect with what we're talking about.
Horrible.
And all these people right now who are siding with you. And I'm saying, hey, disappointments. All of you. There. Look at this shirt. This is amazing. This is so darn funny. This is what I'm going to start wearing every time people are mean to me, Jamie. I'm not saying you're mean to me, but I'm just saying for all of those who are being mean to me, disappointments.
Give me something to
All
open.
of you.
Give me something.
Miss Lucy, thank you so much. There's nothing more than just a packing slip. Thank you. Oh,
I got
Lord.
a shirt too.
Oh, Lordy. Can I read it or not? Oh, no. Why are you hiding it from me? What? Oh, no. If at first you don't succeed, try doing what Jamie told you to do the first time. Disappointments. Who sent that? Who sent that? Disappointment.
Right now.
Disappointments, all of you. Disappointments, everybody. Who sent you that?
I don't know, but you put this on.
I'm
Okay?
not wearing that.
Yeah, you are.
I will not wear that.
You're wearing it.
I'm wearing this one right here. I don't see, there's no packing slip in that one over there, Jamie. From Amazon Fulfillment Center. Well, I hope you're proud of yourself, whoever
Come
sent
on
that.
now.
You throw it on over your little dress. It'll be fine. I tell you what, if I don't think I got a point and all of a sudden you have to trump me on that one over there.
I'm going to put this in your drawer.
I'm not going to wear that. Why would I ever wear that?
It'll be the only thing in your dang drawer.
Now I got the shakes. I was fine until, man. What else we got here, Jamie? Thank you. I wish we knew who sent that. I have a bone to pick with whoever sent that one over there. But you know what's funny about that is in the Dinky Daryl video, in there I captured a little moment of an argument between you and I, a little brief moment of an argument.
And you left it in?
Well, I was going to take it out, but I thought, you know what? It was cute and it was funny. But in that moment, you were getting on to me, and you says, if you'd only do it my way. And I'm like, why do we always have to do it your way? It's always about you, and you never listen to me. And if you don't get a shirt that says, if at first you don't succeed,
the thing is
do it Jamie's way.
This shirt has been here for a little bit because it was delivered on July 5th. So it had nothing to do with that video.
Jamie does not open gifts as often as I do. As a matter of fact, sometimes I have to make her. And
I've always said that I'm not a good gift receiver. I feel weird and feel like I don't feel like I deserve this. So but I do deserve this. So I'll keep this one.
You deserve that one, huh? Oh no, is that another shirt?
I don't think so. That's for Jamie. This is to Lester.
No, I already opened this.
You did?
I never showed you though. So this was opened a while back. I showed you all if you remembered that. But this is the lady that sent us all of the floor plans for the house that she wants us to build at the JL Ranch eventually. And I says, lady, I'm just going to dream with you for a while. It's beautiful and all, but a 4-car garage, I don't think we're on the same. We're not on the same way.
Cars in it.
Huh?
You have to put cars in it.
Who could afford a 4-car of a home with a 4-car garage? Not you and I. Look at this thing.
We can dream.
We can dream. And then look at this over here. That's huge.
That is huge.
I love the porch on that one. We talked about this in a Lester Live a while back. It's probably been a month ago. Now, this is actually the prettiest.
Yeah, I like that one.
This one is
Big fan.
Gorgeous.
Big fan.
This was my favorite because if you notice, the porch goes around the front and around the back. That porch is almost a wrap around the entire house.
Yeah, big fan.
With the garage attached. That right there I would say, be that would be kind of a dream type home.
I would agree.
That would be a dream home. That's something to dream about right there. Anyway, that's old. What else you got? Want to do another gift? Want to talk a little bit?
I can do another gift.
Ooh, wait. Here you go.
You got one too? I have a cold tab.
Yeah, I got something big. It does say the Longhorn Lester. Oh, fancy.
Wow. From Jennifer Thompson. It's a birthday gift. Thank you. It says happy birthday. And it is oh, wow.
It looks like a very old something.
It's a leather horse journal. That's really neat.
But looky here. When you look at the top, it looks like it's like old, like an old booklet of some sort.
I love that. I love paper and journals. Oh, that's really cool. That's like, what do you call that?
Papyrus.
That's the type of paper that's in here. I would be so scared to mess it up.
I know.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Jennifer.
So, if y'all remember a while back, I was gifted something similar. It had a longhorn
really
that was
cool.
special made, a text with his red ball hanging, but it doesn't have lines on the paper. So it's more of a sketching type book than a journaling.
Oh, it's journaling.
You can still journal without having lines.
You need lines?
Well, if I don't, what if mine goes all
That's
sideways?
okay. You can write sideways. It's your journal. You can sketch in it. You can draw in it. You can stick things in it.
Well, I was going to actually get some pictures of all the cows and make like a family tree
Oh, that's a good idea.
sort of inside of it. Maybe have a chapter of Tex, a chapter of Waylon, a chapter of just whatever, and kind of like.
I'm gonna have a chapter of horses, but a baby horse too. Like
Ooh.
maybe this will be a baby book.
Yeah, a Storm baby book, says Shara. And that would be perfect. That's what we've been doing, y'all. Listen, if we sound like we're stressed and we're overworked, it's not really work as much as it is having to always be over at the other property.
So it's like hurry up and get everything done here so
Yeah.
we can get back. And I'm spending way less time here, so I'm trying to squeeze it all in. And Lester's having to do a little bit more because I just want to be present and I don't want to miss anything. Like even this morning, I was like, I don't know, I think I'll stay here. And he was like, come home and take a break.
I said, we have to go live. And she was recommending we do a split screen live. She'll just go live from over there. I'll be live over here. And I'm like, Jamie, just come home, have some coffee. You can go back. And so then if you want to hear what's so dumb, so she goes, okay, that's a good idea. She goes, I'll ride with you. So we're driving my truck home. Her car's still over there. And she's like, how long till we can come back? I'm like, I realized it right there. I'm like, wait, now she's trapped. Now I have to go back with her. She tricked me.
I did not trick you.
She tricked me to this one over
I
here.
assumed most of the time on Saturdays, there is we usually go out to lunch on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I
we do. We try to
assumed
have lunch.
that we were going to, because Saturday, we don't usually do like a Saturday night dinner. We actually typically go eat Saturday lunch and then have something to snack on.
We
later.
seldom have any dinners. We never really go out for dinner.
No.
Ever.
No.
I mean, I can't think of the last time we've gone out to dinner.
No,
we
it's
go
usually
out
like
to lunch.
2 or 3 o'clock-ish is our meal out.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's like dinner. I don't know what you call that, but it's not like noontime. It's usually a late lunch, and that's when we eat, and then we both probably snack on something after we get our chores done.
Yeah.
And it's worse in summer because it stays light till 8:30, 9 o'clock. So we capture every bit of sunlight that we can doing things. And then by the time we're done with that, we're tired, we're sweaty, we're hot. And nothing really in Livingston is open past 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Besides fast food. So going out to dinner just hasn't been our thing since we, have been up here between these two properties.
Yeah, that's true. When we were in Plum Grove, we had a lot more dinners because there were so many places to eat in that vicinity. But now that the bridge is out over here, it makes it really hard to get into Plum Grove. We have a very long time. There's like 3 years that the bridge that we lost during the May flood is one of the main bridges over the Trinity River. And it was our shortcut to the Plum Grove property. But that bridge has been washed out on one side really bad, where the entire road has buckled. And so it took them forever to start offering bids on that job.
Somebody says, please show my shirt one more time.
And now it's a 3-year project. If at first you don't succeed, try doing what Jamie told you to do the first time. And my reply to that is disappointments. All of you. Y'all do know that we joke and we play, right?
We really love each other, even though
we can banter. And that's a part of our beauty, is that fact that we can banter back and forth and have fun with it. We seldom go to bed angry at each other. We don't fight and argue for the most part. We can disagree, and we disagree on stuff, but normally our disagreements they either go one or two ways. Either she gets mad and then I pipe down. I will pipe, tell the truth. Don't catch them flies. Whenever Jamie gets mad, I will go ahead and just cut it out. I'll just go ahead and knock it off and cut it out and just
it's very rare that I'm sincerely mad. like really rare. Like I can count on one hand in 7 years that I've been truly mad. Getting upset and having conversations and things like that happens. That's real life. That's a relationship with it's just a relationship.
I think that sometimes people, whenever we talk about it, like to everybody, we don't mind, guys. We've always said we're kind of like open books. Jamie and I both, we don't mind sharing stuff with you all. And like I said recently, we've shared almost everything about us. There's a few stories we've not talked about. And there are some things that have to go to the grave. But for the most part, we are open books. And even though I may tell you a frustration of mine, it doesn't mean that I'm like at the point of breaking down. For example, this morning, when I went for the coffee cups, and we have what's wrong? Why are you rolling your eyes at me? You all saw. I don't know how many of you all felt the same way that I felt when I opened the cabinet to get the coffee cups. I don't know why we don't have like 4 matching sets. If we could have just 4 matching sets, they would all fit in one area.
I know why.
And I would never struggle.
I know why.
And let me guess, because I don't wash.
Because yours sit out here with
yeah.
whenever you're
Yeah,
finished.
yeah.
So mine goes in the sink and puts in the dishwasher. And Lester's are gone forever.
You know what we need to talk about then?
That's my ink for my.
No, ma'am.
Oh, it's not?
I was getting this yesterday.
Oh.
I could wear these. We could have one that says coffee cup. And when I get a coffee cup out of the pantry, I have to take this little thing and put it on my wrist over here. And then if I get the creamer out of the fridge, I got to close fridge.
Put creamer away.
Put creamer away. And so these are made so that people like me are not quite so forgetful. Next thing I know, I'm hanging out with you. I'm like, oh, Jamie, I got to put the creamer away.
Turn off water.
Turn off the water.
Oh, God. This one's got to be bigger. This one needs to be neon green, I think. Close gate.
Hold on a minute. Let's talk about closing gates. Let's talk about closing gates. I got something on you that no one knows because I was told not to video.
Because it was a scary moment.
It was a scary moment, and I was told not to video. I'm like, okay.
It was dark and
I don't have to video everything, but we're going to talk about it. So we're at the RV. We're camping out. It's storm watch, y'all. It's a storm watch. You know what I mean? Baby watch, not storm
not
weather.
Not like weather watch, like
but,
storm the horse.
We have a horse who's about to have a baby, and we've never experienced a baby before. We haven't. We don't know what to expect.
I have to take this off.
You hot?
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. Are you gonna try to do it sexy?
No. Was that sexy?
Nothing going this way is sexy. Come listen. This is funny. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something, and this is very, very powerful. But I want you to feel how good this feels. Mm-hmm. Going down, if you can, let's just say pet. I'm not petting Jamie, but if you go down nice and soft, it feels so wonderful. Yes or no? Mm-hmm. Very relaxing. It feels like a waterfall, sort of, right? But now I'm going to do the exact same thing, but going up and feel the discomfort. You ready? Is that the most is that the most uncomfortable thing you've ever felt? Is that the worst thing in your life?
It feels like I'm drowning.
See? That's what I'm saying. Going down, you're like, oh, I could almost fall asleep doing this. But if you just reverse that, and I never got rough.
I don't know why, but that made me sweat and panic. Like my armpits and my boobs are like totally sweating right now.
Oh no. Going down is the most relaxing feeling ever. And if you've never done that, you can do it to yourself. It's okay. No one's going to judge you. But coming down is a very smooth, relaxing.
I don't want to ever do that again.
But going upwards, it goes against everything in nature. It's like reverse nature, Jamie, and it will make you fall apart. Sweat at the boobs, as you said, or whatever you were said. It does all of those things. Yeah. So anyway, something you want to try. Where are we at here? Is it package time?
You were about to tell the story of the horses, and then you got squirreled.
Oh, I got squirreled.
I don't want you to tell it, but there's a million people that are like, story, story, story.
Well, Sadie, who is normally our guardian protector over at the JL, begins to bark. It's early-ish, morning-ish, I don't know, 5. It was not daylight yet. And Jamie begins to hear these noises of all this whinnying. All this whinnying going on. Sadie's barking, whinnying's going on. And so Jamie like rolls over, throws up the blinds in the RV bedroom area. She can't see anything out there, but she can hear.
It's also raining.
That's what I'm trying to make the sound of is horses.
Yeah.
Well, she walks outside with a flashlight, and all 3 of the neighbors' horses have come over onto our side because this is the whole point I was trying to make. When Jamie was filling up the water that she offers the neighbors' horses, she didn't remember to close the gate back all the way.
That's not true.
Well, hold on. There's a special way you have to latch it. And so she may have closed it, but not properly latched it. And them horses pushed and shoved their way right onto our yard, right up along our horse fence line. And there was so much commotion going back and forth. They were running like it looked like the Kentucky Derby. And here's our fence, and here's these horses running like back and forth. And there was kicking and there was screaming, and I think they were having a good time. But here we
they
are.
were having a good time, but Grandpa was getting pissed because he couldn't get to Rita.
And it was scary because these neighbors' horses are not gentle. You can't walk out and just put a lead.
Keep in mind, it's dark.
It's raining.
It's raining, and Grandpa is more blind than Bucky's. So it didn't matter. Like hormones were in control. And it didn't, like, there was no fear of humans in that time. And it was terrifying. And finally, like, I tried it on my own at first. And I'm out there with my carrot stick, which looks like a whip. I'm out there with my carrot stick. I'm trying to get big, but it's thundering and lightning so loud that I was nothing in this whole thing. So I go wake him up. And he's like, it'll be fine. Just let it go. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm like, what are they going to do? They're just going to run. They're just running.
Don't want anyone to get hurt because it's raining and the ground is so slippery that the horses are sliding.
And we do have barbed wire. Barbed wire is not really horse wire. Everyone knows that horses can sometimes get themselves caught up in barbed wire. They get too close. They kick.
So Grandpa is going between the trailer and the barbed wire because he doesn't care. And I'm thinking,
was it a Thursday? It may have been Thursday.
It was Thursday.
Jamie, it may have been Thursday.
It was Thursday. You didn't know that?
I didn't think about it until I just saw a comment. Was it a Thursday? And I think, wait, today's Saturday. That would have been Thursday.
It was Thursday, and it was rough.
Wow.
And it was so I'm terrified because Grandpa keeps going behind the trailer and into that corner.
Lisa says, and what lessons have we learned? We got bungee cords. Not only do we have a latch.
I would say the latch, there was no bungee cord on there. So the normal way to put it is through the loop and up. And Lester says that there's no way that they pulled it out of the loop because I think that they did. I am not the gate person that lets things just go. Like I am a habitual, like overthinker about the gates. I will go check them 3 times. But all I can think about is that they slammed hard enough to jiggle that loose or something along those lines. And whether it be because of the storm or because our horses were, I don't know. Dinky Daryl was gone already or not gone?
Yeah, Dinky Daryl was already gone.
So I don't know if that was like an open door or what the case is, but it was a full-blown Thursday and it was terrifying. So I go get him up. And he goes and opens the gate up even further than I had it open so that they could run back in. I got Daisy and Duke back in, no problem. Like they're terrified of me. That was fine. But Grandpa had no fear, and his lack of sight is why he had no fear. Yeah. I had to start screaming.
Yeah, it was bad. So the other 2 horses are like terrified of humans.
Yes.
So once we walked, they ran back inside their pasture. But Grandpa couldn't see the open gate to his pasture. Yeah. He didn't realize, I think, where he was even at.
Yeah.
So that was scary and then our horses weren't helping anything. They were all just keeping everything egged on. And so then the scary thing is, Jamie, I couldn't leave. I'm trying to manage the gate to keep the other horses already back in their pasture. We want Grandpa to come through. So someone has to man the gate to keep those horses in.
And I thought that so full disclosure, I finally get Grandpa where he's in the straightaway and Lester is nowhere to be seen. And I'm like trying to run after him. Keep in mind, it is pouring down rain, soaking wet. I'm in my boots, but I don't know if you know this, but this girl doesn't run real well, okay? Like in a normal condition. So I'm trying to run after her, and all I'm thinking about is like, I hope that he stays in and doesn't come out after me. And as Grandpa crosses past the gate, all of a sudden, out pops Lester like some
Yep.
sort of cartoon. He's been hiding behind the pole the whole time, like, like this.
This is funny what Nicole says. I wouldn't be upset if Rita accidentally gets pregnant from one of them. Listen, I says, Jamie, just let Rita out. Let them breed. Let them just get it over with. And then we'll have a while before we have to deal with this ever
I
again.
don't want him to hurt her.
She's like, no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
I don't think that you realize how aggressive that was. And this is horrible. Grandpa is not tall enough for Rita.
I bet you they could, hey, if there's a Willie, there's a way. We already know that, Jamie.
Grandpa's head only comes up to Rita's, like her withers. Like,
Yeah, you kind of would like to have a full-size horse.
that's what I'm saying. I love Grandpa, and Grandpa is a different horse whenever.
Rita's not too young to breed. Whoever said that, Rita is a naughty girl. I don't.
Well,
we
hold on a
don't know
second.
how old she is, but
Rita, like in the horse world, they don't want you to breed that young.
oh,
Like,
well, she has heat cycles,
she.
so she has a lot
Yeah,
of heat cycles.
But
She's
so do
had-
10-year-old girls.
Okay, you're right.
Like,
Okay.
Rita isn't mature enough to be a mother yet. I would not have chosen Storm to have been bred at this age. Storm's almost 5.
More coffee.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, y'all.
Like,
Don't talk about me or else.
you better put that other shirt on.
Just saying, I'm leaving this on.
So, but yeah, Grandpa's almost pony size. Like he seems big, but he is not. He's a stocky horse, like a very stocky horse. But Grandpa is probably only 13 hands. I've never measured him. Maybe that would be a fun video to do. Bring my tool over. I wanna measure Rita. I posted a picture of Rita, whenever we had her for probably about a month, I guess, and how short she was. And Rita is exponentially taller than that today. So, yeah, maybe I'll measure Grandpa as well. But Grandpa's a pretty short, stocky horse. Now, Duke is a tall, handsome horse. But I don't know if Duke is mature enough for all of that either, because Duke didn't have any of those same interests. Duke was protecting his sister, which was really sweet. And I wish I could gentle them down. And I wish that they were more handleable. That's probably not a word. But they're not. And I wish that they had better care as a whole. What I did learn, though, is I never want to have a stallion. Never. Intact males are dangerous. It was dangerous for this. I'll call just learning horse girl. I was not prepared to handle any of that, and don't want to. So.
Yeah, I love babies. You guys already know that about me. That's my downfall. I should not even be anywhere around animals and who are still intact, because I love babies, goats, calves, horses. I can't wait to see this baby horse.
Me too.
I'm already planning Rita to have a baby, and supposedly she ain't even old enough yet. So, yeah. I know a lot of these. Think about how many people, though, in the rescue world are all about the spay and neuter. I get it. I completely agree. We were driving home a minute ago, and on the highway, and we passed a dog and all of her babies that someone had dumped overnight, middle of nowhere, y'all, out in the middle of nowhere on the highway. And there's so much fast-moving traffic going through there, so we honked to try to run them off the road. But it's just sad that people would be so irresponsible. And at least the babies that we have, we either, if we can't keep them ourselves, we find great homes for them.
Yeah, I'm not saying never with Rita. She's too young right now. She's not mature enough to be a mama. And
no, she's not.
No. And she's not done growing yet either. And it's just not good for their bodies. So not now. And like I said, Storm was a complete surprise. That was not anything we did. She came that way. And I'm so excited to see what this baby looks like, and just all the things, and curious as well. and stressed and worried about all of it. I don't feel like
Well,
I'm in control or that I, like
I just think that okay, so this has happened several times with cows already. When you acquire an animal, you would hope that the former owner of that animal would tell you the full disclosure, the full history. And so I understand that the lady who you got Storm from was in a dire situation, but it makes me wonder, did she really move Storm along because she knew she had gotten bred and she could not handle her and a baby?
well, she died. So you think that the daughter didn't keep her because of that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. She passed. It was her daughter that reached out because the
Yeah.
mom wanted you to have her.
Yeah.
Well, even so, but I don't know. But we think about the cows that we got, and we've had so many, especially when it comes to Marilyn and Jezebel, and how that story changed over and over and over. And I'm like, what? You just tell me I can handle the truth. But I think it's kind of like a used car salesman. You know how they will tell you every time you go buy a used car, it was either owned by an older person who never drove it. Oh yeah, well the owner of this vehicle was a 80-year-old grandmother who didn't drive. She only drove to church and back. Or they always say the same story. Or it was owned by a police officer, and everyone knows that they drive their own cars superb. It's only their cop cars that they hot dog around in. I've heard those same stories over and over and over. And so it's kind of like when you acquire an animal and someone either tells you a false story or they just leave out certain things, or then they try to then sometimes hold on, sometimes they forget the lie they told you
Mm.
the first time, and then they have a new lie, and it's like, oh my gosh, does this person not remember that we talked about this like a few months ago?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So we love them all. We've made a few mistakes ourselves as far as all that stuff goes, but I don't know.
It's true. But we really are excited about this baby. While I don't want to leave to do really anything and just want to be there, I also do want I feel a little bit like scared of how to handle this, what I'm allowed to do, what I'm not supposed to do, what am I supposed, that type
Oh,
of
you'll make
thing.
a lot of mistakes.
I think that I like if I had the opportunity and knew that you would be there and gave Storm like the once over look in the morning. One morning I wouldn't mind making a trip up to Courtney and Ashley's because they have 5 baby horses right now. And I just feel like I might have a little bit more like perspective maybe about because they have all different ages and they have some mamas too of just a few things to watch demeanor. Like here's my question. Do horses have babysitters like cows do? Do horses leave their babies like goats do in the middle of the day to like so mama goes and graze and the goats will hide their babies? Or does the baby always stay with the horse? Do you know any of those
Oh,
answers?
cows will hide their babies too.
That's what
And
I mean. Like
so
do horses do that?
I don't know. Now, as far as babysitters go, I don't know. But like I said, we're going to learn a lot. We will learn so much over the course of having this baby. And guys, we're going to love this baby no matter what. I'm guessing we'll probably keep the baby forever. Why would we move a horse along? We have space, right?
Hold on a second.
Oh no, someone's going to be mean. Guys, you don't want to steal anyone's joy. Um, Anywho's.
Anyway. Okay. The foals stay with mama, they say. But somebody else says yes, they get babysitters. Yes, horses do that. See, I have been watching documentaries about wild horses, and not because I have wild horses. I want to know what happens in the
In the
wild
wild.
so that I can understand some of the actions, demeanors, because there's a lot of breeding facilities. There's a lot of people that have ways that they do things, and this is what they do. And there's plenty of YouTube videos on that. But I want to understand, like this sounds really silly. Rick does his channel is Think Like a Horse. I want to understand how they're thinking and what their natural instincts incline them to do. So that way I'm understanding that and can interject whenever things go wrong or bad and they need help, and be able to recognize when they need help. Does that make any sense whatsoever?
Yeah, everybody wants to have that kind of mindset where you can think like a fill in the blank. Everyone, we would all benefit if we were able to notice the signs.
Yes.
But we get busy, and sometimes when you look at a video like a Rick video and he goes by and he's analyzing everything for you, I think it's easier when you, in hindsight, because those videos are always hindsight,
Yeah.
always hindsight. They're never you. So how do I say this the right way? This is going to come out wrong. I don't mean any disrespect to anybody who shares advice. Advice is good. We take a lot of advice, but a lot of times the advice that we're taking are people who've watched the video and you're seeing in hindsight. And so hindsight is easy. 2020, they say. Hindsight is 2020. It's a lot harder to act or react in the moment when things are happening right then and there. It's like with the Dinky Daryl video. If you could see how many people commented what we should have done, how we should have done it, how we did it wrong. Well,
come on down.
Yeah, we did the
Come
best that we
on
could.
down, because
We did the
price
best that
is
we
right.
could, but there's always a lot of folks who can tell you what you should have done and how you could have done it easier, and so you know.
And don't be wrong, we have people in our lives. Like, I have Dr. Cochran, I have Courtney and Ashley, we have Rick, we have people who handle these animals all the time. It still doesn't like apply. There's nothing that applies to everything. There's still nature and there's still natural things, and you can prepare as much as you want to, but even people are like, watch Katie Van Slyke. I do watch Katie Van Slyke. She is an incredible wealth of knowledge, but they have very special processes and facilities, and they do things their way. They don't have like a big herd of horses out there that they're just letting nature happen and say, intervene when this happens. No, they put them in a stall with cameras on them that has AC and heat, and they have a ton of ranch hands that do all of the things. They also inseminate versus having two animals together. So there's a lot of differences in their lives and resources. And that's what they've been doing for their her entire life and her family's entire life. That's what they do. That's all that they do. So they're great at it. I'm not great at it. I'm here to learn and will utilize my resources to the best of my capabilities, but I still have I still want to know, I still like to know how it is in nature so that I can identify some of those things versus she has birthing monitors on her horses on their tails. So she knows when they're going to labor.
Really?
So yeah, she's really great at that because she has all these tools. I want to know in nature, like that type of thing. So it's very different, and I'll figure it out, and it's all going to happen, and we're going to be present for it and do the best we can with what we have.
I'm not tuned out. I'm in deep thought.
Oh boy.
A lady, Veronica, wants to find out, what have we not shared with the internet? And I was like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that you could share that you share with me, but you've never shared with everybody here. And I think this is not a funny story. It's just kind of a sad story. Can you talk a little bit about when you were growing up in a affluent neighborhood, yet your family was not affluent? Or have you ever talked about that before?
I've talked a little bit
and some
about
of the struggles that you've had.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
everything from trying to find the next meal, babysitting your two younger brothers, trying to feed them. Your mom had to work. You tell the story, not me. I'm just trying to think of things that we can talk about. Because earlier I said that we're open books, and so she wants to find out.
Like, what have we not? What secrets do we hold?
What secrets do we hold? I'm trying to think
I've talked a little bit about that. We were the poor kids in the town, and I was also in a town of people who didn't get divorced. So my parents getting divorced was like an anomaly, and it was the right thing to do, and I would never, it was the right thing to do, but it put us as outcasts. We were also the poorest. So while everybody else had all this money to be in clubs and all their families hung out together at the bars after all of the events and went to dinners together and hung out on weekends together, and everybody had name brand everything, we didn't. And it really set things aside. Looking back now, though, I realized that that's not everywhere, and that it was very much the culture of where we grew up. But it made it hard growing up. My mom was also probably the only single woman in that community, and like there's just a lot of things from your childhood that you look back on now and know that she did the best that she could, and I would never question any of those things. But it was like it was just very different than the life that we've provided for our kids. We talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
And our kids will never know, or at least they've never had to experience the hardships of being, having to go without.
yeah, and very interestingly, Lester also grew up poor. Sorry to call that out, but the experiences that we had that were very different because of the culture of where we were.
The difference is, and I don't know if you even recognize it or not. I think that I grew up poor, but in a community of poor. So I never
Yes.
knew I was poor.
That's what I'm saying.
But you grew up poor where
In a
everyone else
community
had
where-
money.
and where everybody
And
had
so-
two incomes and had money. So it's just very just dynamically different, and it shapes you. But at the end of the day, like it just pushed me to work for everything that I had and to do as much as possible. And
Yeah, it does shape you. I think some of the sad stories you talked about were that you guys qualified for free and reduced lunch, yet you were embarrassed to do it.
mhm.
So you refused to do that program, and instead you chose not to eat. Or
Yeah, and those were some later years, like in high school and things like that. But this is like my mom is an incredible woman. She did everything that she could, and in her eyes, probably didn't even realize some of those things were happening because she was busy working and trying to survive and do all the things. But I think about a lot of people today, and in the world that we live in today, and think about those struggles and how much pressure it must be, so much more pressure for kids because of social media and online, and everybody has a phone and all of those things that we could have never afforded when we were kids. Like never in a million years could my mom have afforded for all of us to have a cell phone or even a car or anything like that. And to know that these kids and how much they have and all the things, like I don't think that they realize what they even have. So I don't know how we got there, but
no, I was talking about the past and
Oh, yeah.
stories that we've never shared. I didn't know you've talked about that before.
not all of it. I've talked about some, but it made me a really hard worker and appreciative for everything that I have, and made me generous and considerate, and to be able to empathize with people. And I don't care who has what or what brand. In fact, it made me thrifty as heck. And I love me a good deal still to this day. I was thinking, man, I wish I had time to go to Goodwill today.
You don't have a car.
I know. But it changes you, and but it's not bad. It felt bad when I was a kid, like, oh, we never get to do anything, or oh, I never get to have this, or and it's so silly, the things that we put value on during that time. So
I'm trying to think of a story that I've never shared.
you told me one the other day.
Which one? You don't remember?
Hold on. It was the one with
It must not have been
it
a
was
good
the one
one.
with Uncle Dan.
Oh, my gay date?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a story that you guys want to hear.
I think they want to hear
When
it.
Lester went on a gay date.
I think that
You
they need to
think?
hear that. We had been together for
All right. Well, let me just say this. I always thought that gay also was synonymous with flamboyant. All right. You know what I mean by flamboyant?
Mhm.
I always thought that gay, and guys, listen, how do I say this the right way? I don't care if you're gay. I don't care. So I'm not going there, but I'm saying that I went on a gay date without even realizing it. And so here's how it happened. And I'm just going to give you all the gist. I will not go into the full details. But I always thought that gay was flamboyant. And so whenever Uncle Dan had friends come over, and we went to a rendezvous with my dad, and there was a bunch of people sitting around, having drinks, and Dan had friends over. Um, are those squirrels on our
I
roof?
think it's a frog. I don't know if it's squirrels.
I'm just trying to find the right way to say this. This is a really hard story to talk about. But yeah, I went on a gay date, and I didn't realize it. Let me tell you how it happened. Uncle Dan have friends who work for the sheriff's department. They're constables. And they got a couple of patrol cars donated by a Houston Texan football player. And on one particular Friday night, that football player, I will not say any names, was going to do a ride around with some of the constables who he had donated the cars to. Police cars, very nice police cars. And so he brought friends with him. And during their drive around, they came over to visit with Uncle Dan. And that said entourage was there. Am I rambling on?
Nope.
You're playing with a knife. That means you're bored. Give me that.
I'm not bored. I wanted to close it up so that I don't cut anything. Oh, there.
I'm struggling here. I could use your help.
It's not my story to tell. And everyone needs to hear it.
I was invited to the upcoming football game by one of the guys in the entourage. And at the time I was divorced, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And so we exchanged phone numbers, and a couple of days before the game, I got a text, and the guy said he would just come by and pick me up. What? I didn't know at the time. I'm like, okay, cool. Here's the problem. I was poor, and I didn't have a nice vehicle. Now, this guy didn't know that. So I'm like, yeah, I didn't want to drive my old beat up vehicle all the way down to Houston and try to find a parking spot, whatever. So he's going to pick me up. And so sure enough, the afternoon or the evening of the football game, this fella rolls up in a very, very nice Escalade. What are you looking for? Another hater? Mm-hmm. A very nice Escalade. Is that a Cadillac?
Yeah.
And so as I'm walking outside to get in the car, the guy leans over and opens the door for me, which was kind of awkward. That was the first sign to me. That was the first sign that this was kind of weird, because I'm thinking. And so I get in and I tell him how amazing this vehicle looks and how awesome this car is, everything else. And we drive down to the game. Someone says, I'm blushing and getting nervous for you.
Whenever he said the guy offered to pick him up, I was like,
listen, maybe I'm not as worldly as a lot of folks. Anyway, we go to the game. We're up in the little box where all of these same guys who had already met are all sitting with their significant others. And he and I were the only two guys that were there together, even though at that time I just thought I never thought. I was overcome with excitement of being invited to a football game that I never thought past that moment. And so we're sitting at the game, and of course, because we're in the little box, they're bringing you all kinds of stuff. And at some point, he got cotton candy. I don't eat cotton candy. I don't really do sweets. But what was weird is, and this was the second thing that I knew was kind of awkward, is the fact that he kept trying to take selfies with me with this cotton candy. What's wrong? Jamie? Jamie, if we're going to make a joke out of this, then why are we even telling the story?
I'm sorry, this is the best part of this. This is good.
Like I said, I always thought that gay was flamboyant. I didn't know that gay could be macho, tough, well-built, good-looking, kind of quiet. And that this guy was all of those things. He was.
But doesn't that make you the flamboyant?
Wait, I was the flamboyant one? Huh? Hold on a minute. You're saying that he thought that I was. You're saying that he thought I would play the girl role? No. Jamie, if we can't have a normal conversation, I'm not going to tell this story if you're going to sit here and make fun of me the whole time. This is hard enough as it is.
Listen, I made it through the first time you told this story without laughing. But
Anywho, the guy posted me all over his Instagram, Jamie, with cotton candy. And there were some things starting to add up that were kind of awkward, but I just thought that he thought I was a cool guy. I thought that he ran across me at the rendezvous at my dad's place and thought I was a cool guy. And so it only kind of got weird towards the end when I'm just going to stop. He wanted to see if I wanted to chill. And I said that you okay? I didn't know. Forget this. Lester was going to be the little spoon. Netflix and chill. Oh, my Lord.
he walked him to the door.
No, he was trying to walk me to the door. I told him I had to work. Football games are on Sunday. This was a Sunday night. I had to work on Monday morning. I was a school teacher. And he wants to see if I want to chill. And I says, Bud, I gotta be up early in the morning. He goes, cool. So we get back to Plum Grove, and I was living in Plum Grove at the time, and he got out of the car, and I opened my own door. I'm getting out, and I'm thinking, I just told him I don't want to chill. I thought he meant come in, have a beer, watch Sports Center. I don't know. What's wrong with you? My God, Jamie. Anyway,
the second time the story is so much better.
You know how guys will do this kind of a handshake? Like I did this. This was my way to stop him. I'm like, all right, bro. And I was going to do this.
Oh, did he pull you in?
And that was my plan. Do this, come in, tap him on the back a couple of times. But he opened up both arms. And I'm like, how am I going to go over? And seriously, we're like from here, we're several feet apart. And I'm like, okay, my man, and I'm not going to do this over here. And I'm telling him, thank you. And he opens up both of his arms for me. And I'm like, how do I go by and how am I going to do this? Because guys don't hug. We don't hug. The most we might ever do is this, and our hands around the back, and we pop someone on the shoulder. So even so, as he goes in for the hug, I'm like, yeah, my man. I'm like patting him on his back, like trying to be a man. I'm trying to rough. Anyway, did you just snort? Did you just snort? I will say this. I did not invite him inside my home. And at that point, I stood my ground. And I said that once he made it known that he was like more interested, I says, man, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I had to tell him I'm not gay. Why are you? And you're telling me that he thought I was a flamboyant gay? He met me at a rendezvous when I'd been drinking, and he thought that I was a flamboyant gay. I don't care if you're a flamboyant gay. I don't care if you're a flamboyant gay. I don't care. But Jamie, there's nothing about me that says I'm gay. And I'm flamboyantly gay, where I have to be the girl on a gay date.
Listen, allegedly, there is something that's fancied him about you, and the thought that he didn't even have to ask for clarification.
Well, I will say this: I was a much younger man. I was probably in really great shape. So it may have been some of those things.
Yeah, but you had cell phones with selfies, so it wasn't that much younger.
Well, I know it wasn't that much. They were flip phones. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I didn't do anything, and I'm not gay. Now, I have no offense to people that are gay, but I did go on a gay date one time without realizing it. That's not that much of a story where you gotta be snorting
I'm sorry.
or whatever.
The first time when you told the story, I was laughing and was shocked. And then this time I got to really being able to process it. And the thought that you just called out how macho he was made so much.
Well, anyway, just FYI, guys, just don't ever do what I did and fall for just.
Did you bring your shake weights? They want to know. Or did you wear that pink attire? Or did you dress like the Red Rapper?
No, I wore Texan jersey and jeans.
Were they tight?
They were ripped in the knees. It was during the era when all jeans came ripped, and they had a couple of manufactured, a couple of factory rips in them. But
can we look this guy up? Are the selfies still there? That's what I need to know.
Jamie, I don't even do Instagram or Snapchat, whatever it was. And I would be embarrassed to try to look this person up. Does it really matter? Does it really matter?
I just want to know if you smiled into the camera. That's all I want to know.
I almost said he was a handsome guy, but then that sounds like I'm gay. Someone says, "Oh Lord, Jimmy," that means they were tight.
My boobs are sweating again. Like everything is sweating right now. My eyeballs are sweating. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because you're making fun of a very personal story. And it's not easy telling the story. And then it's even worse when you're over there laughing.
This is the best admission ever. To the lady that said, "Don't you have any stories to tell that no one has told?" Thank you.
It was the high beams. Jennifer said it was Lester's high beams. Thank you, Jennifer. Keep it up here, please.
Sweet
anyway,
Jesus.
We have been on for over an hour. Friends, we have things to do. We're not going to go Goodwilling. And we're not going to go flea marketing, but I do have grass to mow and I have other things I can take care of this morning. Thank you all for being such good people. And remember, what we share here stays here. Y'all, what we share here stays here. Do not go there, because now I have a shirt to wear when you do. We are still on baby watch. Everything's going
I'm
great.
headed back to the JL.
Can I show one funny thing real fast? I know we're about to get off, but look at this over here. Bite it. Don't be scared. Just bite it. Look. You did it. You did it. Good boy. Oh, boy. See, you can play. You can play. You know how to play, don't you? You can play with it. Let me help you again. There you go. Don't be scared. Oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. He was really getting into that. You know, it's funny. I took it down for Rita to play, and Rita had no interest whatsoever.
No, but
none.
Bucky's, of all people, kind of blew my mind.
Voodoo had no interest. Ivy had no interest, but Bucky's wanted to play. I didn't try with Storm. You were messing with Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bucky's was like very intrigued. Once he figured out it made a noise, he had so much fun with that darn chicken. But here's the thing. He would only do it if I would hold it. He did not want to hold it himself.
Yeah.
I tried to let it go into his mouth a couple of times, and he would drop it. He was scared.
Yeah.
But if I would hold it, he felt more comfy coming up, smelling it, and biting it to hear the funny noise it made. So anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. We will keep you updated on anything that has to do with babies. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Dinky Daryl's doing wonderful. The horses are great. The cows are fine. And we will
I will probably bring you a live from JL later on today, just to kind of give you an update on what we're looking at and what's going on. That probably won't be till this evening though, when it cools off a little bit. So
yeah. All right. So that means there'll be more to come today from either Jamie or Lester, or maybe the both of us.
We love y'all. Thank you for laughing with me. That was good for my soul. Hopefully it was good for yours too. And maybe Lester has some other secret stories that he can share with us soon. Well,
I have to be very careful because people are not very accepting of me and my mistakes.
Just remember, okay? Just remember. If at first you don't succeed, try doing what Jamie told you to do in the first place. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank y'all for watching.
We love you all. Have a great
We
Saturday.
will end the video the same place we started it here.
All right. We have people in the green room, Jamie.
Everybody needs to settle. Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm running late. No. No. Jamie? Oh, the dishes cleaning from the dishwasher? No. Ah! Why? Trying to find matching cups. That'll have to do. We are going live, Jamie. We're out of time. We're out of time, Jamie. We're out of time.
You need help?
Nope. Oh. What are we going to talk about?
Matching cups.
Matching cups. All right, if you will bring that computer. Come on, girls. Let's all go. Come on. Stop scratching your flea bag. Come on, let's go, TT. Come on, everybody. It's time for our morning live. Come on. Come on, everybody. Let's go. Settle it down. All right, over here.
Lester, it's already even sit.
What do you mean?
Look at your mess.
No one's going to know if you just will just no face it away from all of that, and no one will ever know.
Tomorrow.
We could open a couple of things if you wanted to. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, Jamie, hurry. We are so late. I'll tell you about it later. All right, I'm clicking live. You ready? Okay. I forgot my hat. Okay, that'll work. You ready?